Stanley, Chapter 2, page 17. As I watched this wonderfully well-behaved infant in my front room, 1 hour before his christening, I thought, for a while, that a miracle was taking place. Maybe now the milk squirting, the hysterical laughing, the wheeze in the face, and all the other inexplicable behaviour patterns would cease. Maybe on this, his christening day, he would become just another normal little boy. Maybe God was smiling down on me, saying, "Okay, Buster, you've had it tough up until now, but since you've decided to baptize him, I'll use my influence and turn him into a regular little guy." My imagination was working overtime as I watched my worries disappear. It was a case of wishful thinking, I'm afraid. Stanley was only warming up. We had never, in fact, decided to call him Stanley. It wasn't a name on my family tree. Neither is it a name associated with any member of Burr's family. To be honest, and this is no offence to any person of that name, it is one which I personally do not like very much. We had decided to call him Paul Francis. Paul is my father's name, and Francis, or Frank as he prefers to be called, is the name of Burr's dad. So it was with these names in mind that we set off to St. Martin's to have our baby christened. Both granddads, along with grannies, were waiting for us at the main doors of the church. They were all so proud as we walked towards them with the guest of honour dressed in a beautiful handcrafted christening robe. He was the first grandchild on either side, and each of the grandparents, turning to page 18, thought that the sun, the moon, and the stars radiated their light through him. They had him totally spoilt with presents. At times, it seems as if they were competing for his attention. At the back of the church that evening, he was passed from one to the next as his physical features were discussed in minute detail. They argued politely as to which side of the family he most resembled. He had his Uncle John's eyes, his mother's nose, his granddad's mouth, his Aunt Monica's ears, his Uncle Tom's shaped face, and his father's high forehead. I had to take him back from them before they undressed him to discover which side of the family his bottom came from. Anyway, there we all were at the main entrance of the church, waiting for Father MacDonagh to formally welcome us, as we were told that this was common practice on such an occasion. It's a pity nobody told Father MacDonagh. After 10 minutes, Tom suggested that we move inside the church and he would go find the priest whom he expected would be in the sacristy. Knowing Father MacDonagh's history of absent-mindedness, it was felt that this was a very good idea, as it might have been Stanley's confirmation day before he'd think of arriving. So Tom headed off to find the priest, and we strolled up the centre aisle of the church and sat in the front pews.